بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على المبعوث رحمة للعالمين نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه الغر الميامين. أما بعد، فقد قال جل وعلا بعد أن أقول أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إن أول بيت وضع للناس للذي ببكة مباركا وهدى للعالمين فيه آيات بينات مقام إبراهيم ومن دخله كان آمنا ولله على الناس حج البيت من استطاع إليه سبيلا ومن كفر فإن الله غني عن العالمين. صدق الله العظيم. وقال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم تابعوا بين الحج والعمرة فإنهما ينفيان الفقر والذنوب كما ينفي الكيل خبث الحديد والذهب والفضة أو كما قال صلى الله عليه وسلم. I begin in the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. I send my humble salutations upon the children of Muhammad, his companions, his family members, and those who follow their footsteps until the day of resurrection. And I greet you with the greeting of Islam. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Indeed, it's a great blessing of the Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He has made us amongst the faithful servants of His, amongst believers, among those who submit to the orders of the Almighty, who follow the guidelines that have been sent to make perfection for human beings' life on the earth. Every commandment of Allah Azza wa Jal, it's the benefit for the humanity themselves. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when He decided to do good to the humanity, and when He decided to do good to the believers, Allah Azza wa Jal sent them guidance, things that they can follow to abstain from things that will give them difficulties on earth. Amongst the many orders of the Almighty Allah Azza wa Jal, which are the five fundamentals of faith, five fundamentals of our religion, which is believing in the oneness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, establishing the 5 times daily prayer, performing fasting during the month of Ramadan, giving charity, the zakah obligation to those who are not as fortunate as those who are fortunate and Allah has given them wealth. And then the last of it is to perform Hajj, the pilgrimage, if a person has the ability to do so. Now, if we were to look into all the obligations of the Almighty Allah Azza wa Jal, they are distributed into 2 categories. Either there are ibadatul badaniyya or ibadatul maliyya. They are the worship of the body or worship of the wealth. Because these are the 2 great ni'mat of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, 2 great blessings of Allah Azza wa Jal. First of all, Allah has given us, the Almighty has given us our health. When a person comes into this world, individual, when a baby comes into this world, comes with many great things. And in fact, if any of those things are not found or would not develop in the fetus of the mother, by coming into this world, if you put the technologies and the abilities of all this world together, and if it was born without a heart, they cannot provide him with a heart. If it was born without a sight, they cannot provide him with a sight. And if it was born with any other defects, they're not able to fix it. Because he came into this world with that same defects. There are millions and billions of people on the earth which are born without a defect and without even realizing that for that Allah Azza wa Jal has given them the 2 hands, the 2 eyes, the 2 ears, the mouth to talk, the nose to smell, the brain to think, the heart to have things and feelings in it. And as these people, as these babies, they grow and become toddlers. And then they become teenagers, and then they become adults. Every single moment of our life, we are utilizing the bounties of Allah Azza wa Jal. We are using the benefits. These are the things that we don't even pay bills for. You are provided with electricity in this world, and everything that you have in your house, which runs on a power, at the end of the month you have to pay bills. Otherwise, the smut will come and take your electricity away if you don't pay the bills. Similarly, you have gas in your house. If you don't pay, it's cut off. Internet, if you don't pay the bills, it's cut off. So these are things that we are using, which is also a bounty of Allah Azza wa Jalla. Because Allah is the one who provided this mentality to human beings, this intellect to human beings to come up with these things. But look at the sight Allah has given us, the ability to think Allah has given us. A person has many things going on in his mind. Maybe they are corrupted. Maybe they are not according to the guidelines of Allah Azza wa Jalla, but Allah does not take it away from him. Imagine at a single day Allah says, well, today you did not appreciate your mind that I gave it to you, or your brain that I gave you, and today I'm going to take it away because you didn't pay the right bills. Allah giving you eyesight. The whole day we look at many things. Never Allah takes it away. The ability to talk. Sometimes we are just talking and yapping away. Not even thinking. There's many words that we make our mouth, we use our mouth to come out without even thinking that. There is never bills for that. The blood that circulates in the body of a human being, the heart which pumps out the blood, the kidneys that clean the blood in the body of a human being, all of this is done without any bills. Allah does not put us upon bills, no. What does Allah Azza wa Jalla do? Allah says, you thank and you worship me. That's the way that you can thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that Allah Azza wa Jalla has given you many things. So they mentioned there are two categories of worship. All the things that Allah the Almighty has made it obligatory upon people, there are of two categories. One has to do with your body, because the body of a person is a blessing of Allah. And this body needs to be worshipped. It needs to be spent on the things that Allah Azza wa Jalla would like for us to do. And that's why you have the prayers, which is a physical as well as a spiritual exercise for every human being. 5 times daily. You come and you thank Allah Azza wa Jalla. You have the fasting, which is a spiritual exercise of a human being, which brings the piety of Allah Azza wa Jalla inside a human being. You have zakah, which has got to do with wealth, because wealth is also something which is given by Allah Azza wa Jalla. Even though a person goes to work, there are many people who have degrees, who have abilities, but they don't have money. And there are many people who don't have degrees, who don't have education, but they own empires. This is not because of capability. Yes, the capability makes it easier. Allah does not make anyone's effort go to waste. So if you did make an effort, Allah writes it for you, Allah gives it for you. But the gifting is from Allah Himself. God is the one who provides with things. Provides with food, shelter, bounties, whatever things that you have, things that you use, everything is given by Allah Azza wa Jalla. Now, the third type of category of ibadah which is the mix of two, which has to do with physical body and which has to do with wealth also, and that is Hajj, pilgrimage. You have to physically go there, and you have to spend your own money. You have to spend your money, and you have to spend your ability to go and perform this act. This is also one of the obligations that Allah Azza wa Jalla has made obligatory upon every believer who has the ability to do so. What is the concept of this ibadah? Because if you were to look into this worship, you have to go to a certain place. You have to go there for a certain amount. You have to move from certain place to certain places at certain times of the day. And that's how this ibadah becomes accepted, this worship becomes accepted, and so on and so forth. to have the full understanding of the love of Allah the Almighty. Number one, acknowledgement of His bounty, ability to thank Him in the right way. This ibadah has come into existence because this worship is the legacy of Prophet Ibrahim. First of all, coming to the first aspect, when Allah gave him the ability to go and build the Kaaba. When Allah gave him the ability to go and build the Kaaba. And then after he built, him and his son went on his journey in building the Kaaba, what dua they made to Allah Azza wa Jalla. رَبَّنَا تَقَبَّلْ مِنَّا إِنَّكَ أَنْتَ السَّمِيعُ الْعَلِيمُ. Oh Allah, accept this act from us. First thing we understand from the legacy of Prophet Ibrahim is that any action that you do in your life, always ask Allah for His acceptance. That's the first lesson. Any action that you are able to do in your life, any good things that you do in your life, always ask Allah to accept it from you. Because if it doesn't become accepted, then the opposite of acceptance is what? It's rejected. It's rejected. And what is the meaning of rejection? When it's rejected, it doesn't have any benefit in your life. Neither it benefits you, nor it benefits other people. When it's accepted, it benefits you, and it benefits other people. So what did Allah Azza wa Jal do with the act of Ibrahim, Prophet Abraham? He accepted it. So it benefited him, and until now it's benefiting people, and until the day of judgment it's going to benefit people. The benefit doesn't stop. It just continues and continues and continues, and people are coming and taking benefit from it. And then, رَبَّنَا وَجَعَلْنَا مُسْلِمَيْنِ لَكَ. The second dua he is asking. When is he asking this dua? He's asking this dua after building the Baytullah. He didn't have pride in it that, now I did a very big thing. I built the house of Allah. Now I should go and publicize myself, make it advertised to people that I did this, everyone recognize me, appreciate me. No, these are lessons that we are learning from the legacy of Ibrahim, because after the month of Ramadan, the 3 months, Shawwal, Dhul-Qa'dah and Dhul-Hijjah in the Islamic calendar, the 3 months after, because the month of Ramadan is the 9th month in the Islamic calendar. After that, there are 3 months until the year finishes. So Shawwal, Dhul-Qa'dah, Dhul-Hijjah, all of these 3 months are known as Ashur al-Hajj, the months of Hajj. Even though Hajj is only performed from the 8th of Dhul-Hijjah to the 12th or to the 13th of Dhul-Hijjah. From the 8th to the 13th, 5 days, that's it. But why this 2 months prior to that is known as months of Hajj? Because it requires many types of preparation. It requires the physical preparation, but more importantly, it requires the mental preparation. إِذْ جَاءَ رَبَّهُ بِقَلْبٍ سَلِيمٍ. Allah says about Prophet Ibrahim, when he came to us, he came with a sound heart. He came with a heart which had submission in it. So when we are able, or when we are preparing, our heart needs to be able to, has to have that capability of receiving things. You have to go with the sound heart to get maximum benefit from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And this is why this exercise has been kept immediately after the month of Ramadan. Because the month of Ramadan is from Ramad, which means it cleanses the heart, it cleanses the sins, the body becomes clean. Now you have to prepare for that next event. You have to prepare for that next event. So you already had received many benefits from the month of Ramadan, and your heart became capable of, now let's keep it that way until you receive, you are able to do that event, which is the pilgrimage. This is why Allah made it easy for us. He connected all of this together for us. So that's why these 3 months are called what? Ashur Hajj, the months of Hajj. Why? Because it requires many preparations. Many of times a person, and there is a great amount of people that completely neglect the obligation of Hajj. Hajj is as obligatory as Salah. Hajj is as obligatory as giving zakah and even praying. And in fact, there is a hadith of the Prophet ﷺ which makes it a very, which brings it in severity, and on that scholars have given many verdicts on it. And the Prophet ﷺ said, from whom Allah has given the ability to do Hajj and he does not perform Hajj, I have no guarantee he is going to die as a faithful individual or not. There is no guarantee that for that person. Meaning there is a great possibility, and may Allah forbid and protect all of us, Amin Ya Rabbal Alameen. But there is a great possibility that this individual, just by neglecting this order of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he will leave this world in a stage that his faith is gone, no longer existing in his heart. May Allah protect us, Amin Ya Rabbal Alameen. So that's the first thing, we need to understand his obligation. Because we have to understand that Allah Azza wa Jalla has made it obligatory for people to perform. So now, and this is the easiness of Allah Azza wa Jalla, that He only made it once in a lifetime. Because when the Prophet ﷺ stood up and he said, Ya ayyuhan nas, inna Allah farada alaykum al-hajj fahujju. Allah has made Hajj obligatory upon you, so go and perform. So one of the companions stood up and he said, Ya Rasulullah, alikulli aamin hadha, do we have to perform it every year? The Prophet ﷺ stayed quiet. No, he didn't answer. He repeated again, do we have to do it every year? The Prophet ﷺ never answered. When he said it the third time, the Prophet ﷺ said, no, once in a lifetime. But if I would have said it every year, it would have become obligatory every year, and you wouldn't have the ability to do it. You wouldn't have the ability to do it. But coming to a second point, which is, when we have deficiencies in obligations, what is used to make that obligation perfect? Let's say you have a salah. 5 times daily salah you have to pray. But let's say you prayed, but you don't know if it's going to be up to standards or not. But you made the effort and you prayed. What did the Prophet ﷺ said? That on the day of resurrection, when a person would be held accountable in front of Allah, and Allah will ask him that these are your deeds. And look at this, your salah is this way, you did not perform it properly. Allah will order the angels to look into your optional prayers. Allah will order the angels to look into your optional prayers. And these angels will look into your optional prayers. And they said, oh Allah, yes, he has a few. So Allah will say, okay, we'll take that few of them and we'll patch it up. We'll remove the deficiencies in his obligatory salah and we'll make it perfect. Why? Because he had some stuff saved up, right? He had some money saved up for rainy days. So these are the rainy days, right? These are the rainy days. He had some stuff saved up, so Allah Azza wa Jalla will say, we'll use this to patch those up. But if a person does not have extras available, then only you can hope the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which is indeed great. The mercy of Allah is great. And the mercy of Allah Azza wa Jalla is given to those for whoever Allah wishes. But at the end of the day, to receive the mercy of Allah Azza wa Jalla, you need to show the love that you have in your heart for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the point is, if you have deficiencies in your obligatory salah or obligatory actions, those deficiencies are removed by having extra things in your account, which is the optional ones. So obligation is there, but at the same time, a person needs to be aware that obligation is just the bare minimum. But if Allah Azza wa Jal gives ability to a human being, and Allah Azza wa Jal has given him health, and Allah Azza wa Jal has given him wealth, then he can perform it again and again. Imam Abu Hanifa rahmatullah alayhi performed 80 Hajj. 80 Hajj. He lived for 95 years. 105 Hijrah, that's the year he passed away. From the year of 15 years of his age until he passed away, he performed Hajj every year. And who is Abu Hanifa? Abu Hanifa is the greatest, one of the greatest scholars that the Ummah has ever produced. Nu'man ibn Thabit, rahimahullah. So you can't go up to him and say, well, where do you get this verdict from, and is it permissible to do so, or is it this to do so? No. Allah Azza wa Jal had granted him great knowledge, great ilm. And Allah gave him great abilities. Allah Azza wa Jal gave him great wealth. So in doing shukr to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he went and he performed. This is why Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said in the riwayat of Sunan al-Bayhaqi and Mustadrak al-Hakim, تابعوا بين الحج والعمرة فإنهما ينفيان الفقر والذنوب. That if Allah gives you the ability to perform it again and again, do so. Why? Because by performing Hajj and Umrah one after another, there are two benefits. There are two major benefits. Number one, ينفيان الفقر. Allah removes your poverty. Allah removes your poverty. And number two, Allah removes your sins. Because that's a process where Allah Azza wa Jal cleans you from inside and outside. The sins is what is connected with ibadat al-badaniyah. And poverty is connected with what? Ibadat al-maliyah. Sins are connected with the worship of the body. And poverty is connected with the worship of wealth. You spend your wealth, Allah removes your poverty. You spend your body, Allah removes your sins. You spend your body, Allah removes your sins. You spend your wealth, Allah removes your poverty. Because when a person is spending money, the biggest fear that an individual has is my money is going to finish. Right? That's the biggest fear. When you're spending money, the biggest fear that a person has, that is going less. Don't fear, we are going to give you more. We're going to increase it. And increasing doesn't mean that the numbers increase, the benefits increase. Because today when we understand that Allah says we're going to give you more of it, or we're going to give you more blessings of the wealth, we understand the numbers need to increase, so we check online banking every day, that yesterday I spent $100 in the masjid, today I need to make sure at least there is $1,000, because at least the minimum is 10, right? The minimum is 10. مَنْ جَاءَ بِالْحَسَنَةِ فَلَهُ عَشْرُ أَمْثَالِهَا. If you spend one, Allah gives you 10. Right? So if you spend $100, you need to receive $1,000. So you put the money, $100 in the donation box today, and at night you're checking, and in the morning you're checking, where is that $1,000? How come it hasn't increased in numbers? No. The benefit increases, which is called barakah in the Arabic language. Barakah. Barakah doesn't mean numbers increasing. Barakah means benefit increasing. So you are able to do more of it with minimum provisions. You are able to maximum benefit with minimum provisions. And that's the promise that Allah is making. You never go through difficulties everywhere. Whenever you go through a problem, Allah provides it with somewhere else. Allah brings it with somewhere else. So that is the first promise. You spend your wealth in what? The poverty that you have, the fear that you have, the poverty of poverty, Allah says we will take care of that. The second thing is al-dhunub. And that's the second fear a person has. The righteous individual has the fear of his own sins. Ali bin Abi Talib radiyallahu anhu says, لا يخافن أحد إلا ذنبه. None of you should fear except your own sins, because the sins are the means of making a person deprived from the mercy of Allah Azza wa Jalla. So Allah says, I'll take care of those also. So you don't have to worry about your own worship. A righteous individual has the fear of his sins, that what if Allah does not accept from me my good deeds due to the obstacles of my sins? Allah says, don't worry about it, I'll take care of that also. So these are the two things Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam has said about a person who Allah has given him wealth and he is able to do so. He is able to perform. There is another hadith that Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said about a person who Allah has given him health and wealth. And this narration is narrated by three of the companions of the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, Abu Hurairah, Anas bin Malik, and Khabbab bin al-Ard radiyallahu anhu. The Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said that Allah Azza wa Jal says, and this is Hadith al-Qudsi. Hadith al-Qudsi is the meaning of Allah, the words of the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. That's a category of a hadith. Then Allah Azza wa Jal says, Inna abdi, my servant, asahtu lahu jismahu. I have given him good health. Number one. وَوَسَّعْتُ لَهُ رِزْقَهُ. And I have given him a great provision. I have given him wealth. But he does not visit me every 5 years. لَمَحْرُومٌ. لَمَحْرُومٌ. May he be going through, he is deprived from the mercy of Allah Azza wa Jalla. Now although, meaning visit me, come and perform Hajj or Umrah according to what Allah Azza wa Jalla has given him the ability to do so. Now of course, this hadith does not make it obligatory every 5 years for a person to go and perform Hajj or Umrah. But this was the desire that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wanted from His servants. This was a desire that Allah Azza wa Jalla wanted from His servants, those who have the ability to do so. When a person goes on this journey, what he needs to bring back with him, because you have to, qalbin salim, you have to take a right heart, right, the sound part. But what you're looking for it over there, when a person goes for the journey of Hajj or Umrah, because he's going to fulfill the obligation of Allah Azza wa Jalla. So what he should be looking over there? He should be looking for the submission of Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salatu wassalam, and the ability that would develop in Ibrahim alayhi salatu wassalam in thanking Allah. So the development of shukr needs to stand up in his heart. Because when you see many things that are not according to our standards, right? According to our standards, then at that time, instead of complaining, there should be the opposite of complaining. Shakiran li'an'umihi. Allah says Ibrahim is what? Ibrahim is who? He is thanking the bounties of Allah Azza wa Jalla. Allah Azza wa Jalla, He has given a statement in the Quran, in His book, acknowledging as well as declaring that Prophet Ibrahim, he was always thanking Allah for the bounties Allah has provided him. Shakiran li'an'umihi. He was always thanking Allah that Allah has provided him great bounties. So that's also something that needs to develop, because nowadays, may Allah forgive, it's a very bad situation. It's a very, very bad situation. Because it's all become commercialized, number one. Number two, it has become a tourist attraction. A tourist attraction. And this was the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ, which he had warned the Ummah, that there will be a time, يَأْتِي عَلَى النَّاسِ زَمَانٌ, a time will come upon my Ummah, that the obligation of Allah Azza wa Jalla, which is Hajj, will become a tourist attraction. So when you go there as a tourist, not as a Hajj, you go there as a person who is a tourist, not as a Hajj. What's the difference between a Hajj and a tourist? A Hajj is a abid, he is worshipping Allah Azza wa Jalla. So everything that he receives or he gets, he is thankful of it, alhamdulillah, he moves on. And a tourist is what? He wants his money to be worth it. So he's asking for services that he has paid for. If there is some type of difficulty, then of course there is a problem. Because Hajj is what part of difficulty, right? Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam told Aisha radiallahu anha that your reward is going to increase according to the difficulties you have on your journey. So if this is one journey where you have difficulties and it's beneficial. You go to, let's say this is the time of summer, so you go to Six Flags, or you go to Disney. Or maybe you go to Universal Studio in the new area of Harry Potter. And each ride you want to get on is what? 3 hours wait, 4 hours wait, maybe more, right? Or you have to go there early morning. You go to California Adventure in Disneyland, and you want to get onto those cars, right? First of all, you have to arrive before 12. Number one, to get the ticket so you are able to go on that same day. Otherwise, you're not able to go there because the lines are very big. And the person is standing there for 4 hours, 5 hours just to get on a ride which is only 30 seconds to a minute long. Which is only 30 seconds to a minute long. And he's going to stand for 4 hours in the line. But if the same individual is standing on the line to catch the train to go to Mina, Muzdalifah, Arafat, and every minute becomes a burden. When? Why? I paid this much. Why not? Why can't I get an access, special access? He can wait over there, but he can't wait here. Whereas, in this journey, every difficulty is giving you reward. Over there, I don't think so. Right? Over there, God knows. I don't think so. But over here, Allah is promising that every minute, every difficulty is giving you reward. So that patient needs to develop. These are certain things, as we started the month of Hajj, Ashur al-Hajj. These are certain things that we need to develop in our hearts. But now for those people who have already performed the obligation, what do they need to do? Because for them, they're going to think that this khutbah was completely irrelevant for me. Why? Because I did my Hajj 10 years ago. I did my Hajj 10 years ago. This khutbah is completely irrelevant for me. Why? Because I don't need to perform this obligation. No, it's not irrelevant for you. Because every year when the years of Hajj come, when the months of Hajj come, those qualities need to develop in our hearts. You need to look into, every individual needs to look into their heart that this month, these months are the ones which are going to increase the gratitude, patience, submission, fulfillment of obligations, all of these things. They need to revive, they need to be mentioned again and again, and that needs to come into the heart of an individual. Because it's not the qualities that only exist one or only for those confined who are going there, no. These are the qualities that need to be developed in every heart, in every individual. And may Allah grant us the ability to do that. May Allah Azza wa Jal accept our effort. We have come to the help of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which is a great bounty of Allah Azza wa Jal. Allah is the one who brought us here. Allah did not bring us here to deprive us. Allah Azza wa Jal brought us here to benefit, to give us mercy of His. And the more we open our hearts to the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the greater the gift Allah is going to give us. May Allah grant us that effort to us. Amin ya Rabbal Alameen. May Allah make us some of those people who are receiving the true benefits of these months as they go past. And may Allah make us some of those that from us who has not performed this obligation, Allah give us the ability to perform this obligation. May Allah Azza wa Jal make us among those who are having the love of Allah and His Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam in his heart, and having the desire to visit the holy places in our heart again and again. May Allah make us among those people. Amin ya Rabbal Alameen. أقول قولي هذا استغفر الله لي ولكم ولسائر المسلمين فاستغفروه إنه هو الغفور. الحمد لله حمدا كثيرا طيبا مباركا فيه. الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور انفسنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلن تجد له وليا مرشدا واشهد ان لا اله الا الله وحده لا شريك له واشهد ان سيدنا ومولانا محمدا عبده ورسوله صلوات الله عليه وعلى اله وصحبه وبارك وسلم تسليما كثيرا اما بعد. فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد بعدد من صلى وصام وصل على محمد وعلى آل محمد بعدد من قعد وقام وصل على جميع الأنبياء والمرسلين والصحابة المقربين رضوان الله عليهم أجمعين. قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم أمتي بأمتي أبو بكر وأشدهم في أمر الله عمر وأصدقهم حياء عثمان وأقضاهم علي وفاطمة سيدة نساء أهل الجنة والحسن والحسين سيدا شباب أهل الجنة رضوان الله عليهم أجمعين. I begin in the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. I send my humble salutations upon the children of Muhammad, his companions, his family members, and those who follow their footsteps until the day of resurrection. Respected brothers and sisters, indeed it's a great blessing of the Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He has made us amongst people who are able to come and take maximum benefit from the mercy of Allah on this blessed day of Jum'ah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us entitled of that mercy. May Allah azza wa jalla bless us and our families. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala remove our sins. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we ask Allah azza wa jalla to elevate our status in Jannah. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make the difficulties of this world easy upon us. May Allah remove the situation from all the people that are going through in their personal life, in their domestic life, in any other way. May Allah help all the Muslims around the Ummah. May Allah help each and every single person. May Allah remove their situations and conditions. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bring tranquility and peace in ourselves, in our families, in our children. Make our children as the coolness of our eyes. May utilize them for the sake of Allah azza wa jalla and for the establishment of sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. May Allah accept each and every single one of us. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept our efforts, our coming here to the house of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Amin ya rabbal alamin.